Our third guest speaker is Ruth Punshon. Ruth is a business improvement coach working with Roy Hill. Starting her career in the Royal Air Force, Ruth held senior management roles in operations and business improvement. During her 25 years of leadership, Ruth has successfully led teams in industries as diverse as airline catering, facilities management, and mining and resources. These roles have taken her from Europe through Canada and the US to Singapore, India, Asia, and Australia. Ruth is a passionate champion of building capability, enabling growth and continuous improvement through great leaders and empowered teams. Ruth and her partner Mark have two beautiful children, intelligent and articulate teenage daughters. Ruth is going to present Always Leave Them Wanting More. Let's go with Ruth.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Katie-Jeyn. On my introductory session with the Career Acceleration Programme, Katie-Jeyn talked to us about phases we go through in our careers. She described to us the career sabotage spiral we've just seen. This was, as Katie-Jeyn would say, a major aha moment for me. I realised that this had been a consistent pattern for me throughout my entire career. Having senior global experience as an operational leader in the airline services industry, and then moving into business improvement and operations excellence leadership, I was confident in my personal skills and in-depth industry knowledge. I always started each role in a strong position. I have been relocated both nationally and internationally for great opportunities. I'm recognised and admired for my professional knowledge, energetic personality, and dynamic get-things-done way of working. I build amazing teams. I have saved my organisation enormous sums of money and have been described by my MD as a force of nature. But after anything from 2 to 4 years in roles, I found myself in career sabotage, followed by a significant event. My behaviours that were not serving me included overstaying my welcome, where my role and my team's purpose was no longer clear, and trusting my organisation would find another role for me. I was waiting to be anointed. I was displaying loyalty to organisations where my values and theirs just did not align. My final significant event took place in December 2018 when I was made redundant from my role as a National Business Improvement Manager for a global food service company. I was taken by surprise by the redundancy, although in hindsight I should not have been. With my experience, I was confident that something else would come along, and indeed it did in a rather unusual way. I was interviewed for my dream job as COO of an international airline catering organisation with ambitious plans for growth. The role involved international leadership and building teams in new and emerging markets around the globe. It was disappointing to miss out on the role to an internal candidate, but the CEO felt my skills were so valuable that he offered to create a role in the organisation for me in the future. He asked, would I be interested in supporting their growth plans as a consultant until he was able to complete the restructure? Yes, I was. This is how I found myself leading projects at airports in Venice, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and New York throughout 2019 and into March 2020. And we all know what happened in March 2020. The world was severely impacted by the COVID-19 virus pandemic, and still is, I think. Although I was happy to be safely back in WA, I had no job and no prospects of one in the travel and airline industry where I had dedicated 15 years of my career. I was in a very low state of mind. The job market was paralysed, and in my panic state, I had thoughts that I would never work again. And then a LinkedIn notification popped up and prompted me to take part in Katie-Jeyn's How to Accelerate Your Career in 12 Months or Less online training. And I learned what I had been doing wrong and some of the things I needed to do better. Within a few weeks of starting the Career Acceleration Mastermind, I had 3 job interviews, all in industries where I had no previous experience. I quickly secured one of these roles, and whilst it was not my first preference, I was delighted to get back to work in July. So when the consultancy for my preferred opportunity contacted me in November, I was excited but conflicted. I went back to my old thoughts of being loyal and not wanting to cause problems for anyone by leaving. I worried about how to tell my boss and colleagues that I was moving on, but I decided to be courageous, and for the first time, rather than overstaying, I put my needs first and decided to go for what I really wanted. I started my new contract in the resources sector with BHP in January this year as a deployment coach, coaching leaders in new ways of working through the BHP operating system. This was a great fit for my experience and my coaching developmental leadership style. So when I was headhunted by a consultancy in April to work for another resources big player, this time I learned to say, tell me more. The offer was too good to refuse, and again, rather than overstaying, I changed contracts in May. I now find myself in my third role in less than a year, and it's clear to me how much I've learned and how truly adaptable I am. And above all else, I have learned that it is far better to leave organisations wanting more than overstaying my welcome. So as I help my 2 teenage daughters to navigate the beginnings of their professional careers, I hope I'm able to pass on to them some of what it has taken me 20 years of a career roller coaster to find out. So in summary, my career acceleration power tip to you is start each role strong, do great work, and then move on. Always leave them wanting more.
Amazing. Let's give her a round of applause. Really good. Yeah. You're amazing. You have had a phenomenal international career. Yeah. And having said that, the universe was whispering to you to do something different. Yeah. And you're ignoring it. Yeah. Until it hit you like a Mack truck when COVID hit. And it was a very, very, very scary time for you. It really was. Yeah.
There's still so much out there for you, Ruth.
Oh, thank you.
She knows that. She knows that now.
I can see it.
So it was a scary time when we first met, right? And there was something inside you though that backed yourself to do the to work with me on the Career Acceleration Mastermind, and that's a credit to you because you had no income coming in at that point in time. Mm-hmm. And your transformation has been phenomenal. It has been incredible to see your confidence soar and for you to be doing things counterintuitive to what you ever would have done before. Yeah, and what you have learned is that your skills are sought after. So is your leadership, and you are in demand. Yes. Yeah. So I love that you're going to leave them wanting more, always. Yes. And congratulations. I've absolutely loved working with you. And you know what? There is so much more to come for you. So let's congratulate Ruth.